Hello and welcome. Vince here of vinceprep.com. The HBS interview. I do a lot of HBS mock interview training. This is usually the first question that I ask in a mock interview. Forget that I read your application and tell me about yourself. The question behind the question here is tell me about yourself. Introduce yourself. HBS has read your application. They're professionals. They're prepared. It's not like an alumni interview with Columbia or Stanford or something. They know you, but they want to hear you say it anyway. So usually when I ask this question at a mock interview, a client talks for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. It's too much. You need a simple structure like this one. This is the structure I suggest. Tell me about yourself. It's a 2-part answer. Professionally, I, sentence 1, Vince Prep, sentence 2, AGAC. Personally, I, sentence 1, father, sentence 2, musician. It's basically 4 sentences. This is what it would sound like if I were being interviewed by Harvard. So Vince, forget I've read your application and tell me about yourself. Sure, well, there's 2 things to know about me essentially. There's my professional background and there's my personal life. Professionally, I'm running vinceprep.com, a leading global admissions consultancy helping applicants get admitted to Harvard Business School and other top programs. I'm also a board member of AGAC, which is the Association of International Graduate Admissions Counselors, a long and terrible name, which basically just means the people who do what I do around the world. I'm a board member because I love being a leader of an organization and I love having an impact on the professional standards. I also love seeing my competitors and knowing what differentiates me. I'd be happy to explain a little bit more about how I feel I'm different from others if you're interested. Outside of work, on the personal side, when I'm not doing work with AGAC or with Vince Prep clients, I'm with my family or I'm playing the bass. My son is 8 and my wife and I live most of the year in Tokyo. We also go to California for part of the year every year, so he can be bilingual and bicultural and confident about his dual identity. It's a lot of fun and it's a big challenge to be a dad. It's great work. And when I'm not doing any of those things, I'm playing my bass. I'll be happy to explain why bass and how it reflects my personality if you're interested. Stop there. So I've given them, it's a conversation, right? So that now there's an open door. They might ask more about my son. They might ask more about the bass. They might ask more about Vince Prep. They might ask more about AGAC. I've given them an overview. It's like headlines or bullet points, right? I didn't memorize that as a script. I did memorize it as a template, and that's my takeaway for you. Too often, people come to me and they say, I've written a script for, 200 questions. Interviewing is not the time to sit and do this. You've been sitting and doing this for months now, writing your applications. It's the time to do this. You've got to prepare something ahead of time, but don't write a long word-by-word script. Make bullet points or note cards and practice them. There's tons more advice about this kind of stuff over at vinceprep.com. There's my HBS interview tips. There's also this one about my mirror method, which is a technique I learned when I was getting acting training at Stanford undergrad. Anyway, there's all kinds of good stuff up on vinceprep.com. Subscribe to YouTube for the latest updates. Thanks for watching and bye for now.